Get to the struggling Cavaliers in a second, but first, Tony Carr nailing the dramatic game winner for Penn State as they beat rival Buckeyes.
Man, Ohio State's been on a roll, too. I mean, they've been rolling up everyone in the Big Ten.
This is a great play by Penn State. I mean, it's tie game. He gets the shot off. CC's upset they didn't force him left or something. What are you going to do? The guy banks in the near half quarter, man.
Look at De'Aaron Fox, the putback dunk.
Swiper the Fox. First game winner in his young NBA career, Houston's own.
Kings beat the Heat last night.
Very athletic. A little disappointing rookie season in Sacramento. Not surprising anyone going to Sacramento. Typically disappointing following.
And finally, the two most impressive points of Russell Westbrook's 46 points on the night as the Thunder have now rolled to 6 straight wins.
The only thing more impressive than that dunk from Russ last night is the shirt he wore into the game. I don't know that I can adequately describe it. People just need to go to Twitter to check it out. Even by Russ's standards, it was, I'll call it fashion forward.
Okay.
And I'm sure if Nick loved it, I know I'll hate it.
I'm going to show it to you right now. Go ahead. As we were.
New topic. The Cavs are hoping to get back on track tonight. Any night, really. In fact, pick a day that ends in Y, and that's the day when the Cavs need to get back on track. Cavs hosting the Pacers. Ty Lue promised to make changes to this lineup, and he did just that. Tristan Thompson will start, Jay Crowder will come off the bench, and Kevin Love moves back to power forward. Nick, what do you think? Will these changes fix anything?
Well, this was the first of the 2 changes that I said Wednesday were going to happen. The other was a trade that right now has hit a snag with George Hill. But when Ty Lue said they were making a lineup change, to me, it was as obvious as could be. The lineup change.
There was only a few options as far as what they could do from a lineup change standpoint.
Well, they could have taken JR out and put D Wade.
Well, yes, and they asked him that question. He said, "No, not yet."
Right.
So
and that was
one of maybe. There was only 2 moves they could really make. Crowder and JR.
They also could have. Sure, but they didn't necessarily have to put Tristan in the starting lineup, is I guess the point I'm making. If they wanted to continue to play small, they could have removed Crowder and put in Jeff Green.
They are paying Tristan $15 million, aren't they?
I think a little bit more than that, actually. But yes, regardless, the point that I'm attempting to make is this gets them back to the format, if you will, that they had over the last few years, which is point guard. That's been the change. But then JR, LeBron, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson. This changed early in the year when Tristan got hurt. They wanted to go more offense. They reeled off that great stretch with this undersized lineup. They had to make this change. Not only because Jay Crowder has played so poorly, but also because it is one thing they think will help stop the bleeding defensively. Now, it does not fix what has been the least productive backcourt of any playoff team. It doesn't adjust that at all, but this is a good move for them defensively and hopefully a move that gets Jay Crowder a shock to his system to where he plays anything close to what he was last year.
Yeah, well, basketball fans will wonder, well, why is it a better move defensively? Well, the way teams have attacked the Cleveland Cavaliers, when they move Kevin Love to the 5, all right, what they have done to them defensively is put them in pick and roll. They spread the other 3 players out. They put the point guard and the 5, Kevin Love, the 2 worst defenders the Cavaliers have, in pick and roll. And they have not been able to defend. They've been trying to blitz the pick and roll, trying to double team them, which always leaves someone open, so you have to rotate. So now with Tristan is better in the pick and roll defensively and offensively. That can be the #1 set. Him and IT. Try to get IT on the move. Try to get him to the hole. Tristan is a better pick and roll than Kevin Love. So these are some of the schematics and X's and O's that should lead to them being more successful. So when you talk about, wow, Tristan, what's the difference? Well, Kevin Love, now he can post up on a 4 now compared to posting up on a 5, which is a bigger guy. So Kevin Love's post game when he was playing center, it's negated. So he basically becomes a jump shooter. And also the other thing that they'll benefit from, LeBron, if he wants to post up now against the #3s, he can do that. So they have a mismatch. LeBron posting up, Kevin Love posting up. So now they don't have to be such a perimeter-oriented basketball team.
The hang-up, though, is if JR doesn't start playing better, and there's no reason to believe he will, and if Isaiah Thomas doesn't start playing better, or at least shooting better, and there is reason to believe he will, this team all of a sudden goes from a team very reliant on the three-pointer to a team with very little shooting out there. Jay Crowder, one of the benefits to having him in the starting lineup is he was theoretically a 3-and-D guy, a guy that can hit threes and then defend well. He wasn't defending well and he wasn't hitting his threes. But even with him missing his threes, he's a threat at least. Tristan Thompson is never going to go past the three-point line. He's never even going to go close to it except for in pick-and-roll situations. So there is that drawback, but they had to change something. And I don't think you can overlook what Tristan's production, the way it's dropped, when he's not a starter. Now, he has fewer minutes, so you're like, okay, some of his production is going to drop, but his rebounding's been cut in half. He got that contract by being the best offensive rebounder in the sport. He also was a guy that took a lot of pride in, if you remember, he had the NBA's longest consecutive games played and started streak dating back to last season. Last season, he got injured. He had to break the streak. This year, he lost his starting spot. It seemed to have sapped some of his mojo, if you will. I don't have a metric for it.
He was a high-energy player. He was an emotional. He was an effort guy. And we haven't seen that since he got injured and or went to the bench, which happened at the same time. So how did that affect him? What's affected him on the court? He is not that kind of guy yet, but he's getting healthier. He's getting in better shape. That's what Ty Lue talked about. He wasn't in the type of conditioning that he could play with that high energy.
Was Kevin Love playing the 4 when the Cavs ripped off that 19-2 stretch?
No, he was playing the 5. He was playing center. When they were, the lineup they had been going with was point guard to be determined from Rose to Crowder on to IT, J.R. Smith, LeBron at the 3. I'm sorry, Jay Crowder at 3, LeBron at the 4, Kevin Love at the 5. But also that. So, no, that was one of the reasons why I think they didn't, when Tristan got healthy, they didn't go back to him. Like, Tristan got working. Because it was, at least in the time frame, it was working. But they also, we can't overlook how bad the backcourt's been. Like, we just can't. Like, I know you think I'm hesitant to criticize JR because I like JR, but we're halfway through the season. Well, I don't know. You've kind of created this narrative that I won't criticize JR. Last year, I fairly gave him the benefit of the doubt because people were ignoring the fact that his wife and baby child were in the hospital for 2 months, and I thought that would pull on anyone. This year, there's no real... His family's healthy. He's healthy. He should be playing better. I gave him a few weeks to try to get his legs under him. It hasn't happened. The shooting guard position for the Cavs has been disastrous. The point guard position, which last year was obviously the second best spot on their team, Derrick Rose was terrible. Calderon is not really a rotation player anymore, and now they're trying to work IT back into it. Like, the backcourt for the Cavs has been, I would say, their biggest problem, but Jay Crowder's the one that is going to go to the bench right now.
The Cavaliers play the Indiana Pacers tonight.
They're 0-3 against them this year.
We'll see if this new lineup makes a difference. Coming up is Jerry Jones putting all of his focus on the wrong player. Next, we haven't talked Cowboys in a while. It's next on First Things First.